Welcome to segment 2 of the Hard Count Sports podcast. I'm very glad to be joined with ex-Laney College wide receiver and star of Last Chance U, the Netflix series that is so popular here in the UK and in the States. We have RJ Stern with us today. How are you, RJ?
Well, good, guys. How are you?
Yes,
Doing
well. Great.
Good.
Weather here is powerful. What's the weather like over there in Oakland?
It's cool, sunny, 7 degrees outside. It's perfect.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
Sure it is.
Yeah,
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, nice little breeze.
Yeah. So as I mentioned there, you were on the series Last Chance U. It's here very well known here. A lot of guys watch it and have watched it. For the past 5 seasons. But I think the one with Laney College kind of stuck out, because you guys had a certain type of energy and a certain type of, charisma.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell me this. What was your initial reaction when you found out that you were going to be on this show?
I mean, probably the same as anybody's. Just like, holy shit, really? Oh, excuse me, sorry. Oh my goodness, like wow, like
so good.
Whoa, yeah, no, it was great. It was crazy. I just remember they came in April of 2019 to film us for the day, and we didn't do anything special. We just worked out, and it was. And then we didn't see them for a while. So I was like, damn, we scared them off. They have to go to another place, like maybe with a little more money, or like Ventura College or something down SoCal. And then August rolls around, fall camp comes around, and boom, they're there. And I'm like, what? They're like, no way. Okay.
Did these guys come into the room, the producers and stuff, and the coach Beam said, 2 claps ready?
Yeah, no, that's the thing for him. I've been seeing him on social media doing it a lot, but he
did it to us. I had no clue what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does it. He's been doing it for a while. That's been his thing for a bit.
Yeah.
Definitely. Had you watched the Last Chance U before? You guys were on it?
No.
I
watched maybe 3 episodes from the indie season, the first one.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And I truthfully did not really care for the players or the coaches that much. I just didn't like the way they interacted with each other. I thought, I don't know, just wasn't my scene,
Yeah.
And at the same time, like, I'm not going to gain any introspection out of that, because I literally am going through exactly what they're going through. But the difference is, I don't have a scholarship. I don't have housing. I don't have a meal. Like, these guys have it fucking made. And it was just crazy to me, because a lot of them would fucking complain and like not go to class and like all this crap. And it's like, dude, there are people in Oakland right now doing exactly what you're doing, basically for free.
Yeah.
And they're going to class and they're taking out loans and they're in debt. And, some of them are homeless. And it's like, yeah, it pissed me off, honestly, because like these guys have everything handed to them on a platter. And not everything, but like they have a lot more resources than us. And they found a way to just be negative somehow, some way. So, and that's why they weren't very successful, bottom line. But that's a long-winded way of saying, I just wasn't really into that program at the time. But I love the season I was on. I thought that because it was very, very different. Very different.
Absolutely.
It was kind of unique in that way.
That's something that I thought, whenever I watched because I watched the first couple as well. I made it through an episode, and I was like, I don't really like this. So whenever I saw season 5, I was like, I'll give this one a shot. And I was like, I knew from a few minutes in, this is going to be different, and as you say, Oakland is such a big character in it, and it was interesting for us, because we're very ill educated into the whole college system, and that, it's just because it's, American football, as we call it. I'm sorry, that probably burns your ears hearing it called American football, but
not at all. Not at all.
That's just the college side of it. That's just, we're just not educated in it. And to hear about Oakland, and the situation there was very interesting. And I'm curious to know, so they picked Laney, and for you, how did you end up playing football at Laney?
Well, I started off initially. Sorry about that. I started off initially at Contra Costa.
Okay.
I was there for like maybe a semester, maybe less than a semester. And I saw the way their football team was run, and it just reminded me too much of my high school.
Okay.
It was just all over the place, unorganized. Players were selfish. No one cared about what they were doing. Everybody was kind of lazy, and I didn't like the atmosphere. I didn't care for it at all. And, a big red flag for me was I missed all of summer workouts because I was I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to play football or afford school or anything.
Yeah.
And I was a starter when I came back.
Wow.
Like I was like, what the fuck? Like, how am I? And obviously it didn't last very long because I didn't know anything. But to me, that was just an indicator that like, okay, like this is probably not a good place for me. I'm not going to grow here. I'm not going to change. So I was like, well, Laney has a good program and it's right by where I live, like 45-minute BART and bus ride. So, or walking and BART ride. So I was like, I'll just go there. So I just showed up. It was basically like I walked on.
Wow.
But so like, like they didn't recruit me. They didn't call me. They didn't talk to me. I just showed up and just after like a day, I was pretty much like guaranteed that I was going to make the team. Because everyone,
RJ, you see, if I just showed up, I think it would be a very different reaction.
Probably.
Well, obviously you had enough football IQ and ability to just show up there and you know, impress them immediately.
Well, really what it was I don't like bragging, but I'm a really good athlete. I don't think that gets shown very much on the show. Like obviously I can run routes, I catch the football pretty well. But I came out there in the first week we were going we were doing testing. Okay. And I had the fastest 5:10 5 drill. I ran a 3:92.
Wow.
That's pretty fast.
And that is good.
Amazing.
Yeah, like for context, the fastest time at the NFL Combine last year was barely like 3:97 or something. So it was I was flying. And I'll never forget it. Coach Bean, I took my shorts off. He was the one who timed it. I took my shorts off. I had these like bright blue tights on. He was like, hey, you better run if you're going to wear that, bro. You better be able to run. I was like, I just looked at him. I was like, I can run. That's all I said to him. And then I ran 3:92 and then 3:93. And he was like, well, shit, brother. Excuse my language, but like that's what he said.
Yeah.
He let you wear the tights.
Try to keep it family friendly, but no, you're all good.
I apologize. It's just my vocabulary.
It's grand. It's good. It's all good.
That's a crazy speed, that. I don't think I've ever heard of a college player running as fast. You know, obviously we've heard recently of the 40 times coming out. Justin Fields ran real quick. But 3.93, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a 5:10 5 drill. So you start in the middle, you go right, you go left, and then you finish through. As they also call it the 20-yard shuttle. But you don't try to start and stop. And no one, you know, I have very rarely do I see guys in the NFL at the NFL Combine running that fast. You know, so I was really quick. I was really fast, you know, straight ahead too. You know, I did really well during gas airs and like I was just in good shape and I was a strong lifter. You know, I had a 300-pound hang climb, you know, and a 450 back squat.
Wow.
So they just saw how hard I worked. So that it was easy for me to make the team on that regard. But I actually struggled a lot with football IQ. Like I basically had to learn football.
RJ, did you watch football growing up yourself? You know, when you were younger and stuff, did you know the game coming into playing? You know, were you kind of associated with the sport already?
Yeah. No, I played in high school. I played all through high school. I watched football growing up. But because of where I went to high school, we had limited resources. So we only had 2 coaches on our coaching staff. Maybe 3 at most. And so there wasn't a whole lot of time to like teach everybody the intricacies of the game and like all those things. So I never picked up on it. I was just good enough to like know the playbook and like be athletic enough. And I just had a lot of natural instinct and ability. So that's really what helped me do okay in high school. But you know, that just doesn't work in college. It just does not work at any level in college. JUCO, NAIA, D3, D2, D1, it does not work. You have to know what you're doing. So I just attacked it like I need to reteach myself this game, and it worked out pretty well for me, man. I got pretty good. So I learned a lot about football. I feel like
definitely. No, you did. Definitely.
Whenever, you know, we mentioned this to you off camera just before, you know, we had the extreme pleasure of interviewing your former head coach and John Beam a couple of weeks ago, and what a character he is. You know, just from the 40 minutes we were talking to him, you know, his energy was just infectious, and it's just so funny. He was actually planning a holiday to the UK before the pandemic, and he was like, okay, I'm going to come to your houses in Northern Ireland and come and visit you guys. And we were like, wow.
I was actually thinking to myself, see if I'm, you know, in the shower or something, and I hear a knock on the door, and I open the door, and John Beam's looking back at me. And he says, 2 claps ready.
I know.
Don't know what I'm going to be doing there.
Definitely. But he was saying, you know, I'm sure it's funny for you because you know the guy better than we do, but He was saying on the in our conversation, we were talking about players in that 2019 team, and your name came up, and that was the thing he said about you was RJ will outwork everybody. That guy has an insane work ethic, and he was praising your ability as well. We watched the relationship between coach and player, and he's a guy who'll coach you hard, and he will, call you out if he feels like he should. What was your relationship like with Coach Beam?
Well, yeah. So I won't say it's always been like great.
Yeah.
But I won't say it's always bad either. I think my first 2 years there, it was he never really had to say much to me, to be honest. I never had to, like, it was never obviously, it was like based off what he said, it was never a struggle for him to get me to work harder. Like, if anything, he would tell me I work too hard, which is that's
rare.
It's a great thing to say.
That's rare.
Yeah. I just think there was a day at practice my freshman year at Laney where I was just messing things up, and he pulled me out, and he was yelling at me, cussing me out, telling me to dye my hair, any other color but blonde, because I'm so dang blonde. And I was like, gotcha. But I was really frustrated with myself because I kept messing things up. I just got really mad.
Yeah.
But he said that to me. Like, I don't remember what it was that he said to me. But I got put back in the next play, and I caught a touchdown with one hand, and I pinned it to my head. And then I got blown up. And that for me was like a defining moment for both of us, because he knew he had just cussed me out, and then he saw me go make that play, and he was like, I think I know what makes RJ tick. So from that point on, he was just like, I'm just gonna be ruthless because it makes him better. And
do you think he was right in that approach?
I'm never, I guess, because in a way, like, I don't know. Words don't really motivate me. My motivation and drive has never come from anything external. It's always been in here. So it really, like, to him, I think it seemed like he was motivating me. And to an extent, it definitely was motivating, because I always feel like I need to prove people wrong, prove myself right. But for the most part, like, a lot of that just came from internalizing like what I want and just trying to go be that. But no, he's definitely a great coach, and we have we have a good relationship now. Like, we've talked everything out, and we're all good. But I don't know. It's tough to say like if it was the right approach or not. I mean, I was a starter. I caught touchdowns. I did really well. So obviously, like, he did something right. No, and so did I.
Yeah. So exactly that.
That's it. And then obviously in Last Chance U, your storyline was one of the ones that, was followed quite a lot. You were kind of one of the main characters in the whole thing. RJ, was there anything that the producers maybe put in there or left out that made you kind of annoyed? Or, was there even something that you thought to yourself, oh, why did that not make the cut?
A couple of things. So Beam's biggest criticism of me was like, sometimes I go too wide on my releases. I won't get into that because I have a completely different, me and him just don't see eye to eye philosophically as far as route running is concerned. So like that whole thing, I thought they made it look like I could run routes a little more than as if you watch my highlight tape, like, I put guys on skates with my routes.
I watched it actually, and I have to admit, you did not. You were unfairly treated, I think, in terms of. I think the series kind of sometimes focused on your the things you couldn't do. But you see, when you watch that tape, like you say, amazing, and you can do things that I didn't even know were possible.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
No worries.
I felt the same way. I felt like they didn't showcase like what I'm actually capable of enough. But I get it, because like they have to tell their story, they have to tell the narrative, and they get it right. I personally think they get it right. The other thing, I would have been cool if they had just shown more one-on-ones with me and Ray.
Oh yeah,
because Ray will tell you, I'll never back down from a challenge. That's not Ray. But if it was like, if it's between me and Dior, he wants to guard Dior. He says that. And like, no disrespect, but like, that's just, we had this mutual thing at practice where we only went one-on-one with each other. I really didn't go with anyone else, and it made me better.
Yeah,
it made me so much better. But so if they had just shown like some of the stuff I got on him, it might have given people a little more perspective to like what I'm actually capable of.
Yes.
You know, not to say that I was always beating Ray, because it's like that's just not going to happen. It's literally like he's probably one of the top 3 best football players I've ever met and played with.
But I get that, you know, kind of mindset that you have. You always want to go up against the best that you can get.
Iron sharpens iron.
Because when you go up against the best, RJ, that only makes you better every time you go up against them. And, you know, you're giving yourself a challenge. And Ray was kind of made out to be one of the guys on the team who was like the NFL prospect. You know, the guy who could make it big. And, you know, you mentioned Dior there. He was kind of the other receiver. He was viewed as kind of the all-round athlete because, you know, he was put a
he's an incredible football player.
So he was. Did you get on with him, by the way?
Yeah. No, me and him are boys.
Yeah.
No, we're great. I think people got the sense maybe that I was jealous of his.
No, I don't think so. I think it's just
think so?
There wasn't much shown in the way of your relationship with Dior. I think it was kind of.
That's fair.
I think it was kind of sidelined.
It was. Well, yeah, like me and him are boys, but we're also kind of a very what's the word? I'll just use simple terminology. We're both like hyper competitive alpha males who just want to go out there and compete and be better. So me and him just didn't talk a lot because there was nothing for us to say. Like we knew what we wanted, we knew what we were there for, and every day was a work day. Every day was we need to get better.
Definitely.
And you know, but he had a lot going on, and he had his friends, and I just kind of stuck to myself. You know, I hung out with mainly like Tavion, who's over he's a walk-on at Montana State. Great football player. But me and him would hang out a lot. He has an excellent story. It's too bad he didn't make it on the show. He's an amazing guy. But yeah, no, me and Dior are close though, man. Me and him would have all kinds of talks, but I feel like for the most part it was off camera. Yeah, because we would talk frequently, but they just weren't around when we would talk.
Sorry to cut in, but could you guys tell when the cameras were on you? You know, were you aware of them being there? And if so, were you kind of playing up to the cameras sometimes? Were you know, obviously, if the cameras were in your vicinity, were you keeping some information on the DL?
Nah, I mean they make it pretty obvious. Like can we shoot? Like that's good. No, they, like you just get used to it. Like I say, after about a week or so of them just being there, it was like they were just a part of the team. They were part of the family.
Yeah,
I love everyone on that crew. I love them to death. They're all great people.
Yeah.
Excuse me. No. So like at first, you're a little self-aware. Me personally, I was aware of the cameras, but I wasn't trying to like be something else.
Yes, definitely.
Like there was a guy on our team who, I shit you not. I'm so sorry. Who I kid you not.
Don't worry about it. So good.
I kid you not. We're in the field house in the middle of a meeting room. He takes his shirt off. By the way, he's like fat. He's like skinny fat. Like he has like nothing wrong with that. But like you're gonna take his shirt off upstairs inside in front of cameras. Maybe make sure like all this is presentable. And he starts doing push-ups. He did 17 push-ups, and I was like, and then I counted him. He did 17 push-ups. Didn't even do the full 20. And then he got back up, sat in his chair without his shirt on. And then he put it on like, I don't know. But people would do shit like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Would do stuff like that all the time. And it was like, oh my God, like it's painful to watch.
Yeah.
It's painful to watch people.
It's sad that more women didn't watch it because, you know, I think it was mainly a male viewing. You know, and if they thought all the girls would be watching it, maybe they thought they would get the attention of them doing the 20 push-ups.
He was hoping
I think that quite worked.
He was hoping his 17 push-ups were in the promos for, you know, Netflix on all the commercials and everything for the series. And that's one thing I've been wanting to know about. I've didn't really get around to asking John Beam about this, but it's different for a player as well, you know. So you have the cameras there this whole length of time, and you know the series is going to come out. Whenever it finally comes out and it's, you know, a worldwide success, everybody's watching it. What was that like? That must have just been an absolute whirlwind. And also, were there any people who reached out, maybe, you know, celebrities or athletes, any NFL players who came out and were like, praised you guys? Any of those blew your mind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, two of them in particular. So Tariq Cohen was on Twitter.
Wow.
Just,
Okay.
like,
yeah.
Singing my praises. We follow each other. I talk to him sometimes, man. Like we follow each other on Twitter and Instagram.
Crazy.
And then really crazy. He's a really cool guy. And he's one of my favorite players right now. Like he's really talented.
Yeah.
The really cool one for me though was Calvin Ridley.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
He's
when
amazing.
I saw that, oh dude, he's probably like, I think he's gonna have a breakout year with Atlanta. I think so. Because he's been the number one receiver there.
Yeah.
I think
he's
if you
been the number one.
Taking Julio out of that situation just makes him even more explosive this year. Like,
yeah, no, and I just, it's so cool to see him say that about me, because Calvin Ridley was a guy who I studied like crazy because I love his movement pattern. It's it's very efficient and explosive and just like, and he's smooth, man. It's just, he's just an excellent player, excellent route runner. So for a guy that I studied and tried to model my own skill set off of a little bit, that was incredible to just see that. But yeah, I had all kinds of people hit me up, man. It was crazy.
Wow.
It was super crazy.
Did you have any quarterbacks?
Any quarterbacks?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, too many actually. Just if you want to throw, man, hit me up.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I'm a
not
no thank you. I just I don't know. It's during COVID. It's like why would I go hang out with you?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, no, but it was cool, man. I really enjoyed like all the outpour of people just like talking to me, sending me a lot of people shared like a lot of really personal things with me too, and like I would talk to these. Yeah, it was incredible, man. But I just tried to stay humble through it and just take it in.
No, you're doing a great job of it.
I tried, man. Thank you.
Even you saying yes to this podcast, we're not really that. We don't really have many followers. We're only really new. We're off the ground 3 months ago. And even you saying yes to this, it just shows how humble you really are, because you could have easily turned us down, and we really appreciate that. Actually,
yeah, definitely.
You said yes to this, so we definitely see that humbleness in you.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah,
no worries.
Like everyone's like, we're all just people. We're all just here on this floating rock in the middle of nowhere, and like, there's no reason to like act like you're better than someone else or like you're above coming. Like if someone wants to talk to me, I'm all for it. If you want to bring me on your show and like ask me questions, like I'm all for it, because we're just people.
Appreciate
like,
that, man.
Yeah, it's all love.
Thank you. Thanks.
That's insane.
And actually on that note, obviously we're Northern Ireland, and I don't know, have you ever heard of the country before? Because obviously there's Ireland and then there's Northern Ireland, which is part of the UK. So we talked about this with Coach Beam.
Yes.
A bit of a tricky situation because, there's a whole thing going on with that. But have you heard of the northern part?
I've only ever heard of Northern Ireland mentioned in conversation in passing just by the name. Like I don't really know anything about the political climate.
No, that's all good. We're small.
It's fine because our entire population is 1.8 million. So exactly. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all we have.
I think
so.
Pretty tight knit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the country in size is smaller than that of the state of Indiana. Sorry.
Yeah.
So it is.
We are petite. Yeah. We are petite. RJ.
In fact, I think the whole country of Ireland is smaller than the state of Indiana.
Yeah, we were.
I don't know.
Wow.
But we're small. And on that note, then, so you've got guys from this country, obviously having you on. Did you expect the kind of worldwide reaction to the show? Have you had many people from different countries outside the States?
Oh yeah, tons. I think I'd be lying if I said I didn't expect it, just because like I know, like I did my own, like as soon as I found out we were going to be on the show, first thing I did was go look up where the rest of the Last Chance U players were. And I'm looking their names up, and like they have like 80,000 followers, 40 and 30, and 25 and 50. I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
Like, is this what's gonna happen for me?
It did didn't it?
It did. It did for sure. It was incredible. But so I expected it, but it wasn't something that like I focused on or really cared about. Like a lot of people hit me up and say like, this is a time for you to grow your platform and start making money. And I wanted to, but it's just not me. Like I'm not the social media guy.
Get that.
I'm really
That's
not.
Fair. That's fair.
Like I just I don't know. Like I get why it's useful, and I if something comes along that is lucrative and I have fun doing it, I'll absolutely take it on. But it just nothing's come along. So it wasn't something that was a big deal to me. I knew I had a pretty good idea of like what was going to happen though, especially because the producers, like Daniel, at least once every couple of weeks, be like, RJ, man, you are not ready for what's about to happen with social medias, dude. You better hope you don't have a girlfriend because your DMs are going to be blown up. And I was like, yeah,
RJ,
probably.
Tell RJ, big question for you here.
Okay.
Did it bring any girls your way?
Well, I had a girlfriend when the show came out. I was with my.
Sorry.
Fair. Yeah.
Sorry. You're good. So if they did, I wasn't talking. I just ignored it. Yeah, but
you had to. You can't be at that.
No.
What'd you say?
It's a Northern Irishism. You can't be at that.
Yeah.
You know, if that's what you're having in the DMs,
exactly,
and you've got a girlfriend, can't be at that, man.
Yeah,
can't be touching those.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
Well,
RJ, we really appreciate you, coming on, and we always, just to wrap up our interview, we always try and, leave on a light-hearted note, some trivia questions for you, and we try and put some predictions for you as well. Okay, so if you could have caught a pass from any quarterback throughout history, who would you have liked to receive a throw from?
Tom Brady.
Oh yes, see, I
Tom
like
Brady.
that.
Love
like
that guy.
You a Tom Brady fan?
Love Tom Brady.
That's
this is the thing.
Love it.
Ross
he's hard not to like, but you see all these Super Bowl rings, he needs to share them around. Far too many.
It's just too good.
Far too many.
He's too good. He's way
too
good.
Man.
He is.
He's literally the GOAT.
He's the GOAT. He is.
And he won a Super Bowl on a torn MCL. Like, what was that?
Crazy.
I couldn't believe that when I was reading.
It's not insane.
I know.
I was like,
43.
I know. You tend to hear, players who have played a game with an injury, but not a full season on a Super Bowl.
43 years of age as well. Wow. Like, it just blows my mind.
You know what's interesting though? He I remember watching him and like thinking that there was something wrong with his knee.
Yeah.
I remember like or his ankle or something. Like he always wears the knee brace. Like wasn't that? But it was kind of the way he moved.
And it was kind of
the way he moved.
Yeah, labor drop back. It was kind of weird, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the Super Bowl now, coming into Super Bowl 56, which is going to be this year, do you see Tom Brady returning to the big stage?
Yeah, I think the Bucs probably go again.
Okay.
But like my thing with that is I like to watch teams play the first 5 weeks before I make a prediction.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't see a world where Tom Brady doesn't win his 8th Super Bowl though. I just don't. And like, because they beat the Chiefs on pretty much, they beat a lot of good teams throughout the year on pretty much little to no, like notice. Like training camp was non-existent. OTAs weren't there. And then like at that point, like people's bodies were banged up. Like, so the fact that team did that and won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, I mean
it's going to be unfair.
It's
just insane.
It really is. Like, it really is. And yeah, so Tom Brady returns to the Super Bowl this year. That's RJ's prediction. And by the way, RJ, what NFL team do you support?
You know what? I get this question a lot.
Is there one?
Yeah, everyone. I like football too much to have ever been able to pick one.
Yeah.
I really enjoy quality football. So I like watching the Packers. The Rams used to be fun to watch, but the
49ers
stuff is. Oh, I love especially the run game. I love what the 49ers do with their run game.
Yeah, that was actually a joke, but I threw it in there just to kind of gauge. Surely not down for the Broncos though.
No. If you're not looking for quality football if you're going to watch them. So that's my team.
I can't stand the Broncos, man. They are so boring.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Just that's okay.
Zach
took
that personally.
It's fine. I'm used to it. I live with a Packers fan.
Quarterback. Draft a better quarterback, your things will be okay. Because other than the quarterback situation, you guys have so much explosiveness on that on the offensive side of the ball, and then the defense has always been good. It's always been
defense is solid.
Very well done. Yeah. You guys are just missing a quarterback. You guys are kind of like in a weird place where the Chargers are.
Yeah, that's true.
Only the Chargers are better because they've got Justin.
Yeah, like if you guys can find a Justin Fields, hold on to your socks, NFL, because the Broncos are coming if they can find a quarterback
or an Aaron Rodgers.
Doubt it.
Yeah, that's what I'm clinging on to, RJ. I mean, that's the last slither
I'm
of hope I have.
I'm hoping it for you. I'm hoping for you, brother.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
RJ, would you like to share a wee bit about what you're at now? I think you've started a new business, haven't you? Give us a wee bit of insight into what you're at there.
Oh, I mean, to be honest, I was just throwing feelers out there. I was fishing. I was just trying to see what's gonna stick. The pressure washing's cool, but
I saw that. I saw that advertised, and I thought that's a really good idea. Because I'm always for people starting their own businesses and stuff. It's so cool to see, and there must be an outlet there for you to make some massive bucks.
Yeah, but at the same time too, I recognize that that may not be my specialty. What I really know up to this point is football and particularly route running. Yeah. So then I wanted to see if people were interested in training with me. And I still plan on doing that, just because I would feel bad not giving back in that regard.
Yeah.
I just, the last couple, literally the last month, I'm moving out of here. I got my own apartment in Oakland.
Okay, nice.
Okay. Yeah, so it's just,
if you'd ever like to come and teach me how to run a ride, I'd appreciate it.
We could do with it.
We could try.
You're always welcome in Northern Ireland, man. If you ever want to come and visit.
Oh, I would love to go to Northern Ireland.
Always.
I bet the bar scene out there is pretty cool.
Yeah,
well, it's not bad, but I'll tell you what's even better: the fish and chip scene.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Oh, the fish and chips.
It's
lovely.
We know some spots.
I can't
RJ.
wait.
Just make sure.
Okay.
Here, you might run into John Beam, because he also said he was coming. So maybe try to book a time when he's not coming.
So one of you. Awkward. Well, actually, one of you can
I'd love to go see him again. Yeah.
One of you can have my spare room, and then the other one can have Ross's spare room. So
okay,
he's come to stay.
Which isn't a spare room. Actually, it's a bathtub.
Well,
so,
there you go. So
if you're happy enough with that, come on in.
I'm good with the bathtub. Yeah,
that's cool.
But no, that's great that you're. So is that maybe a coaching role you're thinking about taking on?
Maybe. I don't know that I'd want to go coach. My personal philosophy is I see a lot of ego in coaching, and I feel like I'm still a young guy, and I just wouldn't want to be that guy. I've met a lot of younger coaches, and their ego can get involved in it, and I just don't care for it. And I don't want to be that guy, because I can be very it's just how I am. I can be very in my own my own stuff. So I don't know that I'd want to settle down and start coaching right now. Because there's so many other things that I want to go do and want to go see and explore, and so we'll just see what happens, man. But as far as personal coaching, if I had 10 clients who wanted to pay me to teach them how to run routes, I'd love to do that, because I could really show them some stuff that would put them years ahead of the game. Literally.
To be fair, I'm actually not joking when I say that I would love to learn how to properly do it. I'm actually not joking.
I know I'd be down to teach you.
That'd be cool.
Well,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, it might be a bit awkward. Where are you based now?
I'm still in Oakland.
Here.
Save up some money, Ross.
Yeah, and get a flight out.
Be all right. We'll figure it out.
We'll see what here. You never know. Might jump on a plane in the morning.
Yeah. I'm planning on going to Europe in the next year or so. So I'll try to figure something out.
That'll be cool. That would be cool.
That'd be class.
It would be.
And one more thing, just to leave on. Obviously, popular here is soccer. I don't know if you see, when I was watching Laney College's and even your own tape, I could see a wee bit of maybe a winger in you, a soccer winger. Here,
got some pace on it.
Talent, RJ.
Are those guys fast?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, then I'm a winger. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
We've got them there sorted. So
that's it.
That's it.
Do you watch soccer? No.
Not really. I mean, if it's on and. Yeah, if it's on, there's some beer there. I'll watch it. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, but I just don't watch a lot of TV in general, at all. So I don't watch basketball. I don't watch baseball.
I play rugby. Used to play rugby.
So he is, yeah.
I would love to play rugby.
It's good crack. Yeah, it's good fun.
I would love to play rugby.
And then I'm a goalkeeper, so in
soccer, yeah.
Because I'm pretty tall, so But RJ, an absolute pleasure having you on.
Likewise.
What a guy. A lot of cool stories to tell, and I think we've only scratched the surface of how many things you have to tell us. So you never know, we might have you on again sometime in the future, because you're just that kind of guy, infectious kind of personality. But yeah, all the best for your future endeavors, RJ, and we hope everything goes well for you.
We're rooting for you, brother.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. And I'd love to come back on whenever you guys want.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, that's it. RJ, we'll see you later, and thank you for watching this interview, and we'll catch you just after the break.